What's up, guys? And for today's coaster review, I'll be reviewing Cannibal, located at Lagoon Park, famous for its incredibly steep drop that is insane. So I'm here to review it, give you my in-depth thoughts on it, so if you ever get to ride it, because it is located in Lagoon, all the way in Utah, but I'll be giving you guys my full experience. So starting out, I rode this 4 times, all in the front. That because there's only 3 rows, so naturally you will want to go to the front because the back really isn't like that much difference to the back, and of course the front is the front, you know what I mean. But anyways, the stats on this ride are very good. It being located at Lagoon, the park is the manufacturer of this coaster. It's in-house. It's 208 feet tall. That's hypercoaster level. It absolutely towers all of Lagoon with that beautiful backdrop of the mountains. As you can see, this lift hill is actually indoors and it is an elevator lift. One of the many unique things about this coaster that I'll get to later in this review. It's also 70 miles per hour, very fast. That angle of descent is 116 degrees. It's an absolutely insane drop. It used to be, until a couple weeks ago, the steepest coaster in America. That was Shellraiser that replaced it as the steepest, which I will be riding eventually. It has 4 inversions. You could argue it has 5 because there is this one bank turn that gets super close to inverting, but pretty much we all agree it's pretty much 4. And lastly, it has a track length of 2,735 feet. I guess it's okay. But anyways, let's look at some of the cool elements on this ride, starting out with the Lagoon Roll. And yes, that name comes from the park, which they invented this 2 inversion element that is absolutely fantastic. It's basically you roll into an inline twist, then right when you get back flat, you roll back the other way. It's very hard to explain. It's pretty much 2 inline twists back to back. It's super fun and it gives you pretty good hang time. You also, of course, have that insane 116 degree drop that is just crazy. It's a very long drop for being that steep. You come out of that enclosed lift hill and then you just plummet down that steep drop. Now, it does take quite a bit to level out, making it a pretty long drop. Theme-wise, though, for Cannibal, to my surprise, it was actually themed very well. There are these statues outside. The station has this, big picture that looks neat and a kind of cool horn when you leave the station into the building. But probably my biggest surprise for the theming was there's some very nice structures, almost like a village from what the native theme this coaster is themed to, I guess. It's in the main area of where the coaster goes through, the whole ride, and it looks super good like the rest of the ride, which, man, the whole ride is just stunning. Now, the name, what a stupid name. Who names their major coaster Cannibal? Only Lagoon, I guess, but Cannibal, I mean, really, it's just stupid. I don't know what to think about it, really. In terms of smoothness, though, for most of the ride, it's very smooth. I mean, almost as smooth as can be, but the only rough part of this ride is not really that rough, but it's kind of near the end. During those 2 elixes, it does shake quite a bit, but barely noticeable, especially to the GP who don't really care. But anyways, let's walk up to Cannibal. Now, you first notice this very nice entrance with a tower, boom, right in front of you. It looks absolutely massive. There's also some statues I said earlier that are in the area and the line, which it does have a single rider line. It's very helpful to get multiple rides on it, and it definitely speeds up the dispatches because, man, they are booking it on this ride and throughout the whole park. But they don't let you pick your own row in the single rider line. I don't know if they do in the main line because I only went in the single rider line. Also, one thing in the station is they do not let you stay in the station in the exit area, which is definitely frustrating if you want to film this ride leaving. But boarding the trains, you'll notice these very weird but comfortable lap bars. Hallelujah, we have lap bars. Like I said, they are very comfortable and do give you room to enjoy the ride compared to, some other coasters similar to Cannibal that have the over shoulder restraints. But then you depart the station, the curtain rolls up and you turn into that elevator lift, and wow, you're up there in a flash. There's this cool music playing, but then you get to the top, the curtain rolls up, blinding you by the light. It gives a fantastic view. Then you pretty much curl underneath yourself down that drop. It is just so crazy. Probably my favorite element on the coaster. You speed through this tunnel straight up into your first inversion. A very weird looking element is the Immelman. It's like you shoot straight up and then at the top flip over and go back upwards. It's very fun. Then is another great inversion, this one being a quick dive loop that you can see at the front entrance area. Then you pop down into a little airtime, and here's my major con on the first drop, and here it is again. It is the trim brakes. It just feels like where it starts to get super good, there's the trims to slow down the coaster down quite a bit, especially on this one. But next is a very steep bank turn. Like I said, this could be inversion, but I think it's not one because it clearly does not invert enough. But then turning up into a very cool looking element into the mid-course brake run, slowing you down for that Lagoon Roll, which is next. Like I mentioned, it delivers crazy hang time throughout the whole element. It's just crazy. But then it's 2 back-to-back helixes, which on the second one is just intense as heck. I even grayed out here, it is way more intense than the rest of the coaster, which is okay for intensity. But then you'll head into the brakes, ending your ride on Cannibal. Overall, this coaster is super fun and so enjoyable. I absolutely love it. Almost every element is perfect for this coaster, and it sure deserves a 9. This coaster sure does hold a special place in my heart for being my 400th coaster, so I for sure love it. So, what do you think about Cannibal? If you have ridden it, post that in the comments below. And hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe, hit that bell icon to get notified when I post new videos up. And see ya.